If you're after a game that splits Halo and Starship Troopers and mingles them together in big mashup, then maybe you've come to the right place. In many ways, Guardians Frontline really gives me the impression that I'm playing kind of like a VR Halo game. And let me stress, the game, not the, well, actually pretty decent TV series, but for the wrong reasons. In that, you can actually be in your suit all the time while playing this game.
Run yours.
And then you get the enemies, which give you very big Starship Trooper vibes. Okay, so admittedly this game's been out for quite a while, but I didn't even know about it. I don't think everyone does. And that's a pity, because it has so much going for it. And a really nice and decent community. Which, considering its heavy emphasis on co-op, PvP and just general multiplayer gameplay, it's nice to see a community that welcomes newcomers and doesn't really dick around much. Not once have I heard live music beat bopping in the background whilst I'm playing a game, or even arguments in the background, or doors slamming, with words like, "Ron, come and get your tea, it's going cold!" And, "If you don't hurry up, I'll turn the blooming internet off!" Which I think we can all agree here is bloody annoying when you're trying to play a game. And it just gets better from there. The game has so many different modes. Single player modes, multiplayer modes, co-op modes, PvP modes, and a clever little mode where it kind of, you know that mode in MK where basically everyone's working towards a goal and you get set into different teams. It's basically that, but in this game, which is pretty darn cool. First off, you get to wander around your ship, and looking out those windows, it's just spectacular. There's things happening out there. It's not just empty space, which is pretty darn cool. Ships like flying around outside. There's stuff happening there. There's a ship coming over there. I mean, crying out loud. And then you get to look at some of the monitors, and some of them do things, some of them don't. And then you get to go into like a holodeck where you can do your training. And trust me, I would definitely go and do it because it's actually quite neat and pretty helpful as well. This is the main hub area type thing. So then you can create a game, map editor, join game, campaign, and Galaxy Quest, which is basically you pick what sort of thing you want to do. Oh, and you've got PvP as well. The single player missions are done through a campaign, and it's a pretty decent campaign. There's even the AI talks to you and explains what's actually happening whilst you watch a little hollow thing of it actually happening in front of you. And there's loads of different things. There's escorts, there's defend, and all sorts of different missions that you have to go and complete. The controls I felt were quite tight. You can holster different weapons, grenades, rocket launchers, machine guns type things, actual handguns, shotguns, all to different parts of your body so that you can just grab them whenever you need to. Reloading is done by live reloading, as in you doing it, or you can just point your gun straight down to the ground and it will reload for you. And this, I'm guessing, is depending on how much immersion you actually want from this game. But wow, I started playing it trying to get immersed right into it, but I ended up pointing down at the ground just so that I can reload faster, because it does get hectic quite a few times. Once actually playing, it's an FPS. You're looking through your eyes, you wander around, you got all your usual like jump, you've got like a rocket pack that you can like go further with, or you can teleport to areas if you wish. And then there's the mech. Oh yeah, you can actually step into a mech. Unfortunately, I find it really difficult to control, as in walking around plus shooting at the same time, but wow, it just felt so cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Oh shit.
Oh, that'll be alright. They'll take care of them.
What the hell's hitting me? So the game's pretty well set up so that you're defending or escorting or whichever through waves upon waves. So once a wave goes, you go on to the next bit, blah blah blah. And the reason why I believe that it's actually done this way is because the next part of the game is tower defense. Yes, it has like a tower defense mode where you can collect these crystals and basically buy these robots to defend your area or yourself. You can even rope around them and tell them to go and do things in groups. Or you can create a ground-to-air missile launcher, or just a cannon that sits on the ground and basically blows anything that comes towards it on the ground away. Or you can lay mines in strategic places so the enemies run over them and blow themselves to smithereens. There's plenty of different options here for you to choose and sort of try to strategize around. And in case you're wondering, yes, you can use some of your time repairing all of these, or even repairing the base that you're defending. And although this is actually the single player campaign, there's a toggle switch that is automatically, or at least it was on my game, switched to on, where if someone wanted to come into your game, they could, and they did several times, and I'm actually glad they did. Most of them didn't speak, they kind of waved, I waved, and we were happy. And some actually talked, and they were friendly people, which is pretty cool. And it was actually great to get a veteran come into one of my games and basically give me some hints and tips of how to progress, or just to turn around and say, hey, you're doing not too bad, you know, we'll do that again when it all went tits up, and basically help me get past levels. I didn't really find that as cheating. I kind of just felt it as a social experiment. It was nice to do, and I really kind of this is a single player game, but felt actually I quite enjoy having someone else helping and coming in and talking to me. And then there was the actual multiplayer. Now I will say I didn't really get any PvP games, which was a shame. I couldn't find any, but I'm told there are some around. So maybe I'll try and create my own game, see if I can get some people in there. Co-op though, there are plenty, and these levels from easy right up to insane. And if my memory serves me correctly, most of the ones that I did were all kind of normal type levels, and they were actually hard enough as well. There's some good terrain that you're put out. There was this big kind of base set in the ocean that you had to defend certain things. And it was actually really good fun. Everyone talked, we all communicated, we all did our own bits. Oh, you do that, and you do that, or maybe do this, or maybe do that. It was really cool. Not every single game went that way though, but mostly every single game did, and the ones that didn't still were quite enjoyable because no one was being a dick or anything. Everyone was just nice, polite, and just getting on with what they needed or wanted to get out of the game, which for me was perfectly fine. Graphically, while not the best I've ever seen in VR, it's still pretty decent, and on my MetaQuest 3 I have to say it looked mwah. I had no times where it stuttered or anything. It just looked really, really nice. Sound wise, again, it was pretty decent. The music was decent, the sounds and everything sort of punched. It really did sound like you were shooting a gun and things like that. And just the way that the MetaQuest is literally on your head and that's where the sound is, really, really worked for this game. The communication between the different people or parties that I was playing with were crystal clear. The AI that spoke to you was pretty decent, and I really appreciate it being actual voiced. And again, I have no complaints in that department. As for the exercise rating, it kind of... If you're looking for a bit of a workout, you won't get it from here. I'll probably give it about a 3 out of 10. You're literally just standing there shooting things, and that's where the fun is. I'm not dissing it. It's just that if you're looking for an exercise game, this ain't it. This is a pure enjoyment on an FPS in VR, and it's really, really good. And with that, let's get to the actual score. I really like this game. There are plenty to do. I haven't really done it that much justice with this review, because to go into so much detail that it really does have within the game itself, the modes, the fun that you just have from it. There are so many different aspects to the game. It would be a 20-minute video, and I don't think anyone's going to watch all of that, so I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to say is I'm going to be giving Guardians Frontline 8 out of 10. it is now my go-to FPS for the MetaQuest 3, and I'll be playing it time and time again just to itch that scratch. And it's really a scratch that I haven't really been able to itch yet on the MetaQuest 3, so I'll be definitely going back to it time and time again. The only thing that I will say is the fact that the community is really strong. I've never had trouble getting a game at all. I've always been able to step into a game. There is a community. If that's the thing that's like holding you back buying this game, don't. There's people to play with at all times. I have not been able to get a game, and I just think it's a real big shame that not many people that I've spoken to actually know this game exists. So it does. Go play it, because it really is a really good experience. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and subscribe if you haven't already, and join us in our community Discord. The link is down below. This is a bit that no one really listens to, so if you've listened to this bit, leave a comment down below saying, I don't know, hi, I listened to the end, thumbs up. Take care of yourselves out there wherever you are. Be safe, because life is better when we game together.
Let's try again.